Hola, this is Maria Garcia and I am your child's Spanish teacher. I'm going to give you an introduction to 8th grade continuing Spanish. First of all, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. This is my 11th year teaching 6th, 7th, and 8th grade Spanish here at Harmony Middle School, but it's also my 15th year in the Blue Valley School District. I have taught 6th, 7th, and 8th grade both French and Spanish. I am from Colombia in South America. I have a Bachelor of Arts in Modern Languages from the University of Los Andes in Bogota, Colombia. And right now I'm studying my Master's in Technology Enhanced Education at MNU. Besides Spanish and English, I am fluent in French, and I have studied German and Italian as well. I love languages and I love teaching. We're going to talk a little bit about the course description. This year-long elective class is designed for students who have completed continuing Spanish, 7th grade, or if it's equivalent. It is not a course for beginning students. The focus of this class is to further language skill development in speaking, listening, and writing, and reading, and to study the culture of the target language countries. We teach grammar concepts. Regular homework can be expected. This class is taught in Spanish with minimal English used by the teacher. Students who successfully complete this class are prepared to enroll in Spanish 2.5 as 9th graders. This course is part of the K-12 World Language Program sequence. At the end of the year, students may apply to receive high school credit and have their semester grades in this course entered into their official high school transcript. We're going to talk a little bit about the homework policy. Homework is given about 3 times per week, and it's due the next class period unless otherwise specified. Homework for Spanish should not exceed 20 minutes. Late homework will be credited at up to 80%. Not all assignments are graded for points. Students should not use electronic or online translators for their homework. Homework assignments are available for download on Canvas. Students also should frequently study the vocabulary list at home. Assessments. Units are divided into 2 parts, 2 lessons. Throughout the unit, students can expect 1 vocabulary quiz per lesson, 1 reading integrated performance assessment or IPA, 1 writing IPA, and 1 speaking IPA per unit. There might also be a grammar quiz or a listening IPA. There will be a semester exam at the end of the first semester and a cumulative final exam at the end of the year. IPAs are designed to assess what a student can do with the language. They require the student to perform a skill-based task, reading, listening, speaking, or writing in Spanish in order to provide evidence of what students can do in the target language. Integrated performance assessment tasks and scoring rubrics are based off of the American Council for the Teaching of Foreign Language, ACTFL's proficiency levels. As shown by the standards-based measurement of proficiency or STAMP test results, Blue Valley Middle School continuing Spanish 8th grade students score in the novice mid range and progress to the novice height range by the end of the year. According to their tasks and scoring rubrics are based off of these measures. Each performance assessment is meant to assess if students are approaching, meeting, or exceeding the targeted proficiency level. Rubrics score students based on what they can do, but also give students clear expectations about how to meet expectations at their proficiency level. The specific task details of an IPA will not be revealed until the day of the test. All IPAs are vocabulary-based, and the best way to prepare for an IPA is to study the vocabulary and unit learning targets and be actively involved during class practices. Class participation. Active oral participation is required and graded in 8th grade Spanish. Students should raise their hands to participate frequently and should use Spanish to express their classroom communicative needs. Oral participation is not graded on accuracy. Hopefully, everyone will feel comfortable trying out their Spanish language skills in class. Oral participation points may also be earned after school or during lunch. Oral participation makes 25% of the grade in this course. Participation points are worth 30% of a student's grade at Blue Valley Northwest and 25% at Blue Valley Southwest. The retake policy. I encourage retakers and redos on all assignments, quizzes, speaking, and writing IPAs. Redos will be scored up to 80% of the credit, and the retakes may be scheduled for after school or during lunch. After successful completion of 8th grade Spanish, we will mail home an application for high school credit that is to be returned to the student's high school. Why is this class taught in Spanish? Well, based on research findings, the American Council of the Teaching of Foreign Languages, or ACTFL, recommends that teachers and students use the target language as exclusively as possible, or 90% plus during class. We try to give as much meaningful input in the target language as possible to increase interpretive skills. If a student is having trouble, they can quietly ask a buddy for help, raise their hand to ask for clarification or repetition, or stay after class to ask questions. What about next year? Students will be recommended by their middle school Spanish teacher for Spanish 2.0 or Spanish 2.5. Spanish 2.5 is where students who successfully complete 8th grade continuing Spanish will go. Students who need a little bit more of an in-depth review will be recommended for Spanish 2.0, and the recommendations will be used before high school enrollment. How you can help your student at home. You can always help your students by quizzing them on their vocabulary words. Ask them if they can use their vocabulary words in a sentence. Even if you cannot understand what they're saying, it helps your students get used to creating with the language. Thanks for listening. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me at mgarcia@bluevalleyk12.org. Have a fabulous day.